suggest that this principle can be applied completely consistently to any situation which arises between parent and child. And since obviously it's not possible to cover every situation, I give parents a very simple method or guideline for finding a solution to a problem which arises. I tell them to imagine that an adult alien comes to live in their house from another planet. Now, this is a fully grown adult, but one who knows nothing about our culture. They don't understand the effects of gravity, that water spills, that glasses break. They don't know what are considered good table manners and how people should behave in order to be socially acceptable. How would you, if you had such a person come to visit you, treat them? I believe the answer is that we would, with dignity and courtesy, help them to learn to control and come to terms with their new environment as quickly as possible. And this is precisely what we should do with our children. And so I posit what I call the adult test, where the parent says, in any given situation where they don't know how to handle it, what would I do if this were an adult? And you would be surprised that you can apply this to absolutely any situation. Now, also in my book, I do, to some degree, take the principle and apply it to all the different aspects of everyday living with children in a very practical, concrete way. How does one get around problems of going to bed or staying up late, of food and feeding, which is one of the biggest areas of contention with mothers and small children, of later on with adolescents watching television, reading what they want to, sex, and so on. Today, just because I think it will interest you more than most of the others, I'd like to talk a little bit about the chapter I call Division of Labor in the Home. And what I advocate is that instead of giving our children pocket money, which obviously leads to all kinds of socialist implications, they come and demand so-and-so gets $30, why don't I? They must just get it there because they exist. We pay them for work in the home. Now, this is not work which they do for themselves, like tidying their room or doing their homework, but work which they do for us. For instance, my children put my newsletter in the envelopes and stick the labels on the stamps and so on, and I pay them so much per newsletter. And we have a completely free market in our home. They work at a mutually agreed rate, and they can turn the job down if they want to. They can undercut one another. And the consequence of this is that they learn that there's nothing for nothing. They understand that we work for our money. When my daughter goes to me at the supermarket and says, I want that, I say, well, you know, Mommy and Daddy work for their money. And they understand that. And they quickly learn, the little ones learn to add and subtract